Why, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your hosting guide, Zollin Ironshield, and to answer the question for you guys, my first thoughts and reaction is the new Before the Shadow, right, expansion worth it, all right? That's what I want to answer real quick for you in this video, from someone who's been playing the game a long time, and what was my first impressions? Did I enjoy it? Was it good? All right, I've already played probably about almost 10 hours of the game. It's only been out for one day, at least of the new expansion, not the whole game as a whole. I've been playing the game since it started. But this new expansion, my first impression right off the bat, I will tell you that I think it is good. I think it is worth it. Now, your question may be, should I buy the Ultimate Collector's Edition? Should I buy the fan bundle one? Or should I just buy the regular one? All right, so this comes down to really, in my opinion, how much do you play this game? Are you gonna think you're gonna be a casual player? Are you a brand new player? Are you not sure yet? Are you a really big Lord of the Rings fan? Do you like classic style MMOs? I personally say buying the expansion as itself, it's $20 US. I think it's completely worth it, okay? Completely worth that. Now the Ultimate Fan Bundle, I bought it. I've been playing the game a long time. I love the game. I think there's some stuff in there that does make it worth it, especially and you'll have it on every character you make. You'll get this mount, you get all this stuff. I have a video already on the channel, on the guide playlist, if you want to look, of me opening the Ultimate Fan Bundle if you want to see what's in it. Again, their site explains it too. But I will say, my first impressions of the game, you guys, of not the whole game as a whole, but as the new area, the new starting zone, it's a brand new mini expansion, right? It's completely awesome, all right? There's some visual graphics. For me, things that stood out immediately were things were already updated graphics. I've been telling you guys this on the channel. If you're someone who doesn't know about the game, you're kind of just learning about it. A lot of people will tell you, oh, it's an older game. They've been updating a lot of stuff, you guys. It is fantastic. Don't let those people who say that deter you from checking it out. Now, it might not be your thing. It might be your thing. You might love the game, all right? So I would highly recommend it, because one thing that this game sometimes doesn't have is good advertising. And it's a wonderful game. When people find it, they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this game existed. So, first thoughts, first impressions, me, Zollin Ironshield, playing the Before the Shadow BTS mini expansion here. Awesome. Completely, totally worth it. I will jump in here for a second, give you a little taste of the new area on my little Hobbit warden I made here. All right. And it is completely totally worth it. So the 20 bucks, totally worth the little expansion area, okay? I want to show you the guys this as well real quick. This is an awesome little article I found, and gives some great pointers and things about the new expansion. It's one of the biggest land drops. I believe they meant the MMO. I'm not sure about all MMOs of all time. I think they meant this MMO. It's one of the biggest land drops. They've really connected things. They've made it where you can choose, basically, the new area, like a new starting location, right? So it used to be, and this article goes through it, and I'll link this for you in the description if you'd like to read it. But this used to be, it was kind of, depending on what race you played, being an elf, a hobbit, a man, or a dwarf, you'd be kind of locked in a certain area you played for a while, and then when you got around level 20, you were playing together. Now, this new one gives you another option, which, by the way, they didn't remove the old versions, which made me very excited, because I would have been annoyed, if you're curious about that, as an old-time player. Let's see, you're coming back. They did not remove the Shadows of Angmar starting locations. Those are all the same. Basically, when you're in and I'll have a guide video on this, when you're in the making your character, you can choose what starting location, and you can choose to skip the intro location. But then basically when you choose that one, then you start at Mossward, which is a small town, has a little bit of an Archit feel slightly, but not quite. Very good voice acting, different characters. You immediately start loving the characters. One thing that Lord of the Rings has always done is it's done a really good job storytelling, which of course is one of the reasons we as Tolkien fans love Tolkien content. But that's also one of the reasons I love LOTRO, because they do a fantastic job with the side storytelling and then connecting that to Tolkien's lore and his books in a good and healthy way. All right, so my first impressions, again, huge. I think it's fantastic. I think it's completely worth getting. I will link this article for you. Again, lotro.com is where you can get the expansion. I mean, this little mini expansion. Again, if you don't know, I have a video on the free-to-play revamped system. If you're a new player that just found this video, LOTRO, you can play all the way to level level 95, right, where the max is 140 right now. And this new area, the whole goal of this new area is a little mini expansion that gives you another option to level. So again, you could free to play and do the normal level 1 areas, everything. This is basically 2 new regions to start a character, and you go through the story of Boromir coming to Rivendell for the Council of the Ring, right? So this is going back from where we are, and this is between levels 1 and 32. Okay, so but again, first impressions, I've really loved it. The visuals are amazing. The render distance, the graphical updates they're doing are awesome. The render distance are so much better. You can see in some of my live streams I've already done, and I'm gonna have some beautiful scenic, look at my tour playlist later. I'll have some spotlights, and I'll walk around with high definition and record it for you if you wanna see it ahead before getting into it. But again, the game is free. Check out the game. But this is mainly the question for this video, was to answer, what are my first impressions of the new area? I think A+, S+, the Standing Stones did a fantastic job of this new area. Yes, there has been times with previous expansions in the past where there's some that I absolutely loved and some that were just kind of like I still liked them, but they just were like not perfect. Visually, every expansion I've always loved seeing areas, but again, this one feels fun to play in. The quests feel good. The stories on the quests, the scenic areas look gorgeous. It's an S+, this one, you guys. It's really worth it, in my opinion. I've really enjoyed it, and I've already played about 10 hours at the time making this video. I'll have much more after this, of course, on the channel. Again, do like and subscribe if I did earn it, guys, and this is helpful for you. But again, I highly recommend. I'll have another, you can go and watch. I decided we'll go and I have other videos you can go check out to go see actual scenic stuff after. This was mainly a real quick video on telling you my impressions of seeing the system. They have some new stuff for newer players with the delving system, which is very cool, which is basically, I have a guide video on that later. It might be on the channel, upgraded, you could upgrade certain instances or dungeons, right, to more difficulty for higher levels, for max levels. So they added something in this little mini expansion for higher level players too, which is cool. But again, this is geared more towards newer players or players that want a different experience starting at level 1, who are longtime players. Which again, as someone like that, as the second, I really do think it's very fun. I think it's a really good new area. It's gorgeous. It gives more options, more storytelling, and it's just really awesome. And it's massive. Swanfleet and Cardolan are huge areas. They're just massive. One thing I've been saying for a long time is this game is one of the biggest like games, right? Like it's massive. So in land and area and exploring Middle Earth, and they did another fantastic job with this particular one, you guys. Fantastic. I highly recommend it. You definitely should try it out. And is it worth buying the $20 one? Yes. Yes, it is. All right. If you're someone that's kind of hemming and hawing, it's definitely worth $20 in my mind. And the Ultimate Edition, that's going to have to be up to you. You can go watch my video on opening and see what's in it. I think it was worth it for me personally. But again, if you're someone who just casually plays the game and you just want a little bit more experiences, you might be very happy with just the $20 one. So again, there's a middle one too there that has, you can look at the differences on their site, and I'll link that there for you in the description too. So you can have both those down there. Anyway, my friends, thank you so much for joining me. You guys have a wonderful day in Middle Earth. And yes, that was my first impressions. I think visually it's amazing. The render distances are so much better in these 2 new areas, and they've been updated in the other ones. The graphics are great. The storytelling is fantastic. It's been really, really nice. I really like it a lot. Thank you to my Patreon. Subscribe and there, guys. If I did earn it, you just found my channel. I do all sorts of Lord of the Rings stuff. We do a lot of LOTRO, and this entire playlist you're on right now on my channel has tons of guides for the game. If you're new to the game, you need help, I will do my best to help you. I answer all my comments too as best I can. And next episode's up there, and a LOTRO tale. I do voiceovers in this game too over there. Guys, have a great day in Middle Earth, and I'll see you all in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Lots coming. We're going to really enjoy this new expansion. See you guys.